At 31, Marco, the eldest son of the Alvarez family, smelled of engine oil and motor grease more often than cologne. He had hands calloused from years of fixing broken cars and eyes tired but kind. He dropped out of school at 16, not out of rebellion but out of necessity. His father had lost his job. His mother fell ill shortly after, and someone had to keep the lights on. That someone was Marco. He worked 12-hour shifts in a rundown garage, took side gigs towing, and skipped meals just to make sure his little sister, Elena, had enough food in her lunchbox. When their parents struggled to pay rent, Marco covered it. When Elena turned 17 and wanted to attend university, Marco paid the tuition in full. Proud to see her chase dreams he never had the chance to dream. But the family never saw the man, only the mechanic. His parents never introduced him to guests. When people came over, Marco was conveniently at work or out running errands. At dinner parties, photos of Elena in her cap and gown decorated the walls. No sign of the grimy, exhausted teenager who paid for it all. And Elena, sweet little Elena, once so close to him, now barely acknowledged him in public. She was 19 now, a sophomore in psychology, with a boyfriend from a wealthy family. She didn't want grease-stained hands anywhere near them. Then came her birthday party, a grand catered event at their parents' suburban home, complete with a backyard string-lit dinner and violinists. Marco found out from a mutual cousin that he wasn't invited. "They just think it'd be better not to confuse things," the cousin mumbled. "Her boyfriend's family, they're all professionals." Marco didn't say a word. He simply stopped coming around. No more tuition checks. No more covering the mortgage when Dad's pension fell short. No more last-minute help when the plumbing broke or the internet went out. At first they didn't notice, but within weeks the cracks began to show. Elena had to defer a semester. The university needed payment. The car broke down. No more free repairs. The mortgage bounced. The electricity was cut for 2 days. And when Elena's boyfriend came over unexpectedly, he asked, "I thought you said your family was well off. Why is your house dark?" The perfect illusion began to fall apart. Word got out that the family relied on their disowned son. Neighbors started whispering. Friends asked awkward questions. Elena was embarrassed, but this time it wasn't because of Marco. It was because of her own lies. Their father swallowed his pride and drove to Marco's shop, only to find the gates locked and a no visitors sign. Weeks later, their mother called, left a voicemail, then another and another. "Marco, please. We were wrong." He never responded. Instead, he opened a second shop across town, hired other kids like him, dropouts, misfits, those left behind. He trained them, paid them well, and built a small empire of grease, sweat, and respect. One day, a girl in a hoodie walked into the shop. It was Elena. Her eyes were red. "I deferred school," she said quietly. "I had to move back home. Things are bad." Marco wiped his hands on a rag and nodded. "Yeah, I figured." She hesitated. "I'm sorry for everything." He looked at her for a long moment, then handed her a cup of coffee. "You were just a kid, but now you know better." They sat in silence. Not everything healed that day, but the engine of their bond began to turn again. And for the first time, Elena saw him not as the brother with grease under his nails, but the man who built a life with bare hands while everyone else only held out theirs.